Good morning everyone, it's Yvonne here to do your What's Cracking reading. I'm still getting used to this new setup. I have to do a bit of shuffling again. Now I'm taping direct to the computer, but at least I can still use that same account, at least for the time being, and see how we go with it. All right, we're going to use the Muse Tarot for your reading today. I will hold the cards up so you can see them. So if you're really wanting to understand the reading, you can probably write the cards down. It's so much easier when I can tip the camera, but anyway, challenges. All right, let's get into this reading. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, and for those of you who've gone over to the Aussie Goddess Astro Travel every time to watch my readings, Astro Tarot, to watch my readings. Thank you for joining me. All right, let's get going. Oh, I love it. We're getting the star coming out straight away. So the star is a card that represents the sign of Aquarius. So I always think if these cards are mentioned during your reading, perhaps they're just a bit more relevant to you. The star card is a card that talks about fate and destiny. It also talks about healing, but to me it's like temperance. It's, you know, you do the healing to go where you need to go. So when I see the star, it's always for me a really good sign for any of you who are trying to get something off the ground, for example, trying to launch something, because it does represent that sort of being really in the limelight and knowing where you're going. The star also talks about things falling into place on your path. Some people call it the wish card, but I feel like it's not like a wish. It's like things that were meant to come anyway that are just sort of falling into place. So we start off with that sort of energy today, which is absolutely beautiful. Now we have the Six of Pentacles behind that. Now the Six of Pentacles for me is always about, if it's between two people, for me, it's about that equal give and take. You know, you put in, I put in. If I feel that it's about a job or a career, it's to me somebody wanting to invest in you. And especially with this star card. So if I'm talking to anybody where you've done auditions, you're applying for a job or something at the moment, your dream is about to come true. I love this energy because the Six of Pentacles to me is such a powerful card. It really talks about investment. So I feel like somebody is seeing you as the star, as such huge potential, and I feel wants to invest in you here. All right, so we have the Eight of Swords coming through next. Now, what I'm feeling here is perhaps you weren't expecting this. You know, sometimes we try out for something, or we go for a job, or we try for something and it doesn't work out, and we can become a little despondent. But sometimes we almost become despondent before we're sure of what's happening. So I feel like there's been a bit of a gap here, or a change. Maybe something's occurred to change things for you and you're being moved forward. Say, for example, you were contacted and said you weren't right for a job, and then somebody contacts you and says, look, you know, we've decided we'd like to go with you. So it could be that sort of energy coming through, because I do feel here with this sort of energy that perhaps you felt that you didn't do well at the audition, or you didn't feel that you were going to be this person on the receiving end. Whatever it was, I feel like here, yeah, because the Eight of Cups is here after that. All right, and then we have the King of Cups, who's making another appearance this morning. I feel like here it could be in relation to a relationship or a situationship where you really felt things weren't going well, and all of a sudden the person on the receiving end here is deciding they want to invest in you. So it could be Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Again, Aquarius energy coming through there. But I feel like it's almost like you flipped the script on something. Maybe you're falling in love with someone and you're not really sure that they feel the same way, and then they've told you they love you. Like, it's sort of that energy where I feel that you're not anticipating something that you've put some effort into. And I feel like this person really wants to invest in you. If it's a job or a career, an acceptance at university, whatever it is, I feel like you weren't expecting the outcome that you've got. All right, let's have a good look. So we have the Hierophant coming through. So for me, maybe it's that you've been waiting for an offer of marriage. It's possible here you could have gone for a job in government. But to me, the Hierophant represents for me the more traditional side of spirituality. So the High Priestess for me is that spiritual energy, that sort of non-denominational energy. Whereas the Hierophant for me is about the traditional side of tradition and religion. So it's very possible here that you could be passing into some sort of large organization. You could have got sort of, if you've been trying out for one of those, huge organizations and not been doing any good, then I'd say to you, it's the time that you're going to. But for me, the Hierophant can signify more practical approaches to things too. So maybe you've taken a different approach to something, not really knowing how that's going to turn out, and it's really flipped the script for you. All right, so we have Awakening coming through, which is the Judgment card in the tarot deck. Wow, okay, with the Ace of Swords and the Two of Cups. So I do feel like it more than likely is romance for many of you here. For me, like, this does feel like, the Awakening card, the Judgment card, can often talk about second chances at things. But you see, this time around, you're standing in the Ace of Swords energy. So you're standing in your truth. So maybe you couldn't get something off the ground before because you weren't realizing your true potential. I actually feel like I might have come across this energy yesterday, the day before. It's like, okay, it's like walking in somewhere when you're not very confident about something, and you sort of walk in somewhere like a job interview, and maybe you're sort of feeling that already defeated before you start. This job's just out of my league. Why am I here? That type of energy. And then you go away and you do some work on yourself and you improve your self-esteem somewhat. And it could have been a period of time, but maybe the company is advertising again. And this time you walk in like, that job's mine. That's the job I want. That's what I want. And I feel like that is coming across this time around. If it is a relationship, that's how you're approaching it. One of the readings I did sort of came across this way too, like having a really different approach to something, like having the confidence to speak up for what you want, being able to say, I really want this. But if you're not on board with it, if you're not 100% committed, then I can move in an opposite direction. Whatever this is, you're giving it your all. But I feel like it's almost like you're doing it on like a rebirth, but it also feels like you've had an opportunity to do this before and it's not worked out so well. So this time you're going in an Ace of Swords energy, which is absolutely beautiful. I do feel, even if it's not romance for you, this could be a partnership in business. Maybe you've tried before. Maybe you tried with a different partner before and your business didn't take off. And this time around, you've got somebody who's really aligned with your values, especially with that Six of Pentacles. Because this time around, whatever it is you're going for is going to take off. It's going to have a rebirth. All right, let's get a bit further. There's the High Priestess after the Hierophant, and she's sitting on the Hierophant too, which is very interesting. We do have the Emperor energy. Wow, a lot of major arcanas coming out here, and the Nine of Pentacles. You see, this is pretty straightforward. You're trusting your intuition, you're trusting your own personal power, and you're coming up in that beautiful Nine of Pentacles energy. So whatever you're going for here, you're almost assured to get. It's that energy of knowing that you're in the right place at the right time. It's the energy of being able to project what you want to say without faltering or without sort of looking at yourself and thinking, am I saying this the right way? Am I coming across the right way? Or I'm scared to say something that might not work. But whatever you're doing here, you're giving it 100%. Beautiful energy. So for some of you here, it's possible here that you could be talking to someone who is returning or is coming around for another time. Or it could be somebody that you want to marry, but you've been married before and that didn't go so well. But there's something here that says to me, you are being given another opportunity, a second opportunity. But this time around, you're going in with the power of the Emperor, the High Priestess, the Nine of Pentacles, and on top of that, the Ace of Swords. So you're really standing true to who you are now. All right, so we have the 10 of Pentacles, and you can command the price you want. Six of Wands is the victory card. And, oh, look at that, 4 of Cups at the end. I don't feel there's any room for being let down this time. You are just not prepared to be let down. And I feel that here you are really commanding what you think you're worth. That 6 of Wands tells me that you're really understanding your value. So you're asking for something here. So if it's with a person, you may be saying, you know, if you can't promise me marriage or commitment, I'm moving on. I'm not staying. But more so, if it is for you about career, job, some sort of audition that you're doing, I feel that this time around you're giving the people what they want. All right, so we have the Star card. You're meant to be a star. All right, 6 of Pentacles. Somebody wants to invest in you here. Maybe you want to invest in yourself. Maybe with the 8 of Swords, you've never really trusted that before. But I do have the 8 of Cups and the King of Cups here. So to me, if it isn't a relationship message, then it's a message of self-love and understanding your own power. It's really beautiful energy coming through. But for me, you know, the Ace of Swords, always my favorite card, shows this power within us where we can really use our voice to project what we want. I mean, standing there and going, oh, but can I have it? Isn't near as good as, that's actually mine, pass it over. So I just want to check out the 4 of Cups, because it looks like to me, yeah, 5 of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, yeah, okay, Queen of Wands energy. I want to say to you here that you are leaving behind this version of yourself that lacks confidence. So maybe you're recognizing it within yourself. You know, when you, let's use an interview, let's use a relationship, and you want to go out with someone and you've got a really big crush on them and you think, if I ask them out and they say no, I'm going to be destroyed. Here, you're thinking, if I ask them out, they're not going to say no to me. That's how powerful you feel to me. And I feel that it's because you're looking at yourself through a different lens. And I feel that that is really proving to be a turning point. Whatever you're asking for here, you're presenting such an opportunity for the person that you're presenting it to that they just can't refuse. They won't refuse. And I feel like somehow or another you've turned something around. You've either realized the ending of a cycle and you've really put everything in, or you're realizing maybe that you need to start doing more manifestation, spiritual practice, whatever it is here. You might be deciding to heal something. And if you're deciding to heal something, it's going to be the deal breaker for you. You know, you're going to be able to command what you want if you're letting go of something. So I feel that's what's coming through here. I want to read from this deck today. So we'll read from the White Light Oracle. I particularly like the cards here. Somebody I went to visit had a deck of these, and I remember thinking they were the prettiest cards. And then one day I just walked into one of the major stores, and there they were sitting there. Okay, so we have card number 41, the Alabaster Tablet of Layla. So let's see what that says. Card 41. You are remembering at a soul level. You are tapping into greater awareness and understanding of your higher life purpose. Let me start again. You are remembering at a soul level. You are tapping into greater awareness and an understanding of your highest life purpose, and this shall become even clearer to you. This may evoke unsettling change within you, but that change is necessary for a new way to manifest. You are protected and guided at all times, especially when you feel uncertain about your course. You are truly loved. Let's just have a look, see what the oracle. This oracle encourages you to perform a spiritual cleansing that feels right for you, sealing your work with the protective shield of white light. You can accomplish this by calling on the alabaster tablet of Layla, combining the sacred earth medicine of alabaster and the celestial angelic protection of Layla, using the healing process below. So what it makes me feel like here is that you're understanding the power that you have access to. Whether that is healing within you or starting to understand how to manifest, you are starting to understand here that that power lies within. All right, I will leave you with that. Have a wonderful day.